Wow, welcome to the Ecospita YouTube channel. Yeah, the channel that is interested in teaching life and the other important issues of life. Today I'm going to talk and speak about a man called Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, for those who may not know him, is a guy who was born in the years of 320 before Christ years. You get it? So Alexander the Great, I brought him in my learning because he's going to teach us what he was. Of course, the little about his life is that Alexander the Great, he was a general, he was a fighter, but he was not an ordinary person. He was a guy, but you will not believe his story. So this guy is believed that at the youth age, he was a general, and he is a guy who fought many battles and won all the battles. He came into record of all the generals who have ever lived on this planet Earth, who have fought wars, successful wars without losing. So this general, when he reached the age of 32 years, this is the age of his death, and this is the time, this is the age where I want us to learn from. This general taught us very many things, which I want a Ugandan or anyone seeing or listen to this should know. That this general died at the age of 32. He was a young man, but uh, considering his successful attacks and the winning of the battles, why do you think I brought him? This Alexander the Great, before he died, he wished to see his mother. At that age of 32 years, he got a small problem in the stomach, and he saw that life was going, life was done, and he wanted to see the mom, but he didn't get that chance. So this general, by the time was going to, when he saw that life was no more to him, he made wishes to his generals. He made 3 wishes to his generals and told his generals that when I die, I want my casket or my coffin or my body to be held by the best physician. Yes, he said that the best physician should hold his casket as they're taking to the burial. And he said another wish is that as you're taking me to the burial site, or as you're taking me to the place, to my personal room, I want the way that goes to my burial to be littered with gold, to be littered with things that are very expensive, like the gold, the silver, to be poured along the way. So another which is say that his coffin should be made know that his hands should be open wide. You get it? Should be open wide like this. So I don't know how they made that coffin, but it's me and you to ask a question. How was that coffin by those days? Remember, it was in around 320 BC before Christ. So after this guy making these wishes, the general like asking, what is the meaning of those wishes? So he explained and said that the reason why he said that the best physicians should carry his casket, he meant that if death comes, even the best physician cannot stop it. You get it? And another wish, the second wish was like, the generals asked him, you told us that to litter gold and silver along the place of burial. He said that what to show people that in this world we fight for things, but we do not go back with them when we are going for death. So it is nothing. How much we fight for them. And the other thing was that why were the hands left held? He explained and said, my hands are getting held open like this and burying me like this to show the world that for all the things that he fought for, because he's a guy who fought wars and he conquered half of the world. Conquering half of the world was not easy, but he fought successful wars at his young age of being a general, and he came into record of generals. So he was asked to explain why his hands should be open, and said this is to show that for everything we fight for in this world, we all live it in this world. For we came with nothing and we go back with nothing. Therefore, my friend, my brother who is listening to this platform, who is listening to me now, what do we learn from this guy? This guy, I learned from him a lot of things, and you too should learn about him. Because my aim is to teach you what do we learn from different people. I learned from Alexander the Great that is a guy who was rich. He conquered half of the world. He had gold. He had everything. But him saying that even when death comes, the best physician can't stop it. He meant that in this world we fight for things. Corruption has been in our country. Everything has been so many things. People fight for things. People are greed of money. People are greed of houses. People are greed of land. But all that, we are fighting for nothing. So we should learn from this guy's story. That is a story that teaches us a way of life, a way of living. That we should not grumble to be greed of everything that we want. So guys, I ask you, or I urge you to listen to my YouTube channels. You're going to learn very many things. That's the story of Alexander the Great. Just a little about him, what he did, and what he meant. You can learn about from him. You can go beyond and search about him. But Alexander the Great is a man to learn from. He's a man who conquered half of the world, and is a man who told people that in this world we come with nothing and we go back with nothing. So I thank you guys. I wish you well. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. You are welcome.